just first, I want to welcome you all here today. We've got a big announcement, but first I want to welcome some of our dignitaries who joined me here, our supervisors from various towns throughout the county. Grand Island, we have Supervisor Mary Cook. Alden, Supervisor Bud Milligan. Orchard Park, Supervisor Pat Keem. Elma, Supervisor Denny Powers. Evans, Supervisor Keith Dash. Concord, Supervisor Gary Eppolito. I'm also joined by County Legislators John Mills, the Chairman, Ted Morton, and Joe Larigo, our Majority Leader. We also have many candidates and town councilmen from across Erie County here today supporting our proposal. So, good morning. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day. The passage of Labor Day signals many things in Erie County. Our vacations are over, our kids are back to school, we're shopping for Halloween costumes, not beach toys anymore. It's cider season, not swimsuit season. Labor Day also marks the time when we focus more on November elections, when the future of Erie County is at stake. I'm proud to be the Republican, Conservative, and Independence Party's candidate for Erie County Executive. On Election Day, residents will have a distinct choice between two very different candidates. Today, I want to tell you a bit about my fair share plan. It's not the 1970s anymore. It's the 21st century. When I am county executive, Erie County will terminate the antiquated 1977 sales tax sharing plan and distribute these dollars more fairly. I put a lot of thought into this and I've talked with the experts. They've helped me design a more fair sales tax sharing system that reflects Erie County's economic and demographic landscape today. It's time we fix the fundamental unfairness. I will be a county executive for all taxpayers in Erie County, not just those areas where I get the most votes. I will enact a sales tax sharing plan that distributes revenue equally among all communities in Erie County, fairly and evenly by population. No more pitting communities against one another. We will also significantly increase the revenue we share with the school districts, the single largest driver of our property taxes. This will help stabilize and cut property taxes while investing in our classrooms. My plan will dedicate $100 million more to our education system over the next 4 years. Elect Ray Walter County Executive and the troubled Buffalo Public Schools will get a 19% increase in their sales tax sharing revenues. A $7.5 million shot in the arm year after year at a time when they need it the most. It's their fair share. I've thought this through, and if you review my plan, you'll see an increased sharing in town by town, school district by school district. It's remarkable what an impact this has where the most people live. Towns like Hamburg and Lancaster, Cheektowaga and West Seneca will see millions more. For school districts in Lackawanna and Grand Island and Williamsville, their fair share is anywhere from $500,000 to $2 million more every single year. Imagine what our schools could do if they got their fair share. You know what's even more remarkable? I can't believe Mark Poloncarz would stand in the way of this. Imagine what could happen if we weren't stuck in the 1970s. Make no mistake, when it comes to Erie County sales tax, Mark Poloncarz is listening to the Bee Gees and standing in line to see Star Wars for the first time. He's stuck in 1977. That's right. Mark Poloncarz is stuck in 1977. I urge the media to confirm this by asking him this simple question. Are you satisfied with the way local governments share the Erie County sales tax? He'll say he is. It's because he isn't tough enough to take on this fight. He thinks it's fine that the county shares its sales tax revenue based on a 40-year-old agreement. In 1977, back when Bethlehem Steel was fired up and the city of Buffalo's population was 460,000, Erie County decided how we would share our sales tax revenue with cities and towns. But we all know Erie County has changed a lot in the last 40 years. In 1977, 46% of Erie County residents lived in the cities. Today, that's only 32% of us. But the story is very different in Erie County's towns. They've actually grown, but for some reason, our cities still get most of our sales tax revenues. Today, Mark Poloncarz presides over a huge funding gap, an unfair division of county sales tax money. Last year, Erie County cities received $308 per resident, while the towns, they only got $139. How can the county executive defend spending twice as much sales tax revenue per capita in our cities than he does in our towns? I believe all taxpayers should be treated equally by their government. Ask yourself that question. Is it fair that Erie County cities get twice the amount per person from the sales tax compared to the towns? Of course not. Let's get out of the 70s and recognize and fund the new Erie County, where residents of the towns get as much as the cities. Money that local elected officials joining me here today can use to lower their property taxes, invest in critical infrastructure, the things that they need in their towns. I do not believe that the status quo is good enough, that we should be satisfied with the same old, same old. In New York, where we're losing more residents every year than any other state, Mark Poloncarz does nothing to create a local economy that encourages our kids to stay. In a state where the smallest percentage of the workforce is on the job since the 1970s, Mark Poloncarz celebrates a slight uptick in local employment as if he made it happen. Sadly, he is celebrating us just getting back to the national average. I don't know about you, but that's not good enough for me. Now, I respect Mark Poloncarz. He's a smart guy. He can speak to the issues. We just fundamentally disagree on most. That's why I think this campaign will be about important things. And if you ask me, there's nothing more important than, no more important issue facing our families than taxes. Unfortunately, Mark Poloncarz is perfectly satisfied with the legacy of unfairness that is cemented into the Erie County sales tax. There are a few ways that county leaders can lighten the terrible tax burden on you and your family. Sales tax revenue is a big part of it. Erie County has a bright future. We can all feel it. It's this bright future that fuels my campaign for county executive. My wife Jennifer and I dream of living in a place where both of our kids don't have to move away to work. Today, it's getting a little better. Maybe someday only one of them has to move away. But that's not good enough for Jennifer, it's not good enough for me, and it shouldn't be good enough for you either. I won't be satisfied until both of our children can get a job in their chosen field right here in Erie County, your kids and grandkids too. I want to bring the kind of strong, innovative leadership that keeps pace with the times and corrects fundamental unfairness when it's so glaringly obvious. Our region is on the rise. New York State has invested $1 billion into our future. Yet the current county executive has done nothing to leverage that investment and unlock our potential. He hasn't, I will. He isn't tough enough to take on this fight to cut property taxes, I am. If we're going to move together, resolutely into the future, towns and cities, villages and wards, we must have funding fairness. A fair share plan to help alleviate the burden of high property taxes. The path to fairness is not being stuck in the past. It's looking to the future. It's a world where businesses that are looking to locate here don't see high property taxes as a reason to go someplace else. I welcome discussion of my fair share sales tax plan, but make no mistake, as your county executive, on day one, I will scrap the 1977 sales tax sharing formula. I will provide for more fair and equitable funding for our towns. We'll fix our roads, our bridges, our schools, and we'll cut property taxes. Our children will stay home and raise families right here where they belong, and our senior citizens will be able to afford to stay in their home. And together, we can create the 21st century county our families deserve. Thank you.